And continuing our coverage now of the catastrophic flooding here in Texas, we're joined by Brian Trascher. He's the vice president of the United Cajun Navy, a grassroots nonprofit assisting in the rescue efforts. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. So you've just been doing heroes work throughout the weekend. Give us a sense of what this time has been like for you.
Well, our volunteers are the real heroes, but you know, this reminds us so much of what we did in Western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene. Very similar type of terrain, kinetic, flood waves, rushing water, tsunami-like water going through small towns, taking out structures, and unfortunately causing loss of life.
And give us a sense for people who are just seeing this kind of in shots and a little bit of video on their TV screens. You've been to Katrina, you've been looking at disasters for decades. Give us a sense of how this measures up.
This is pretty bad, and I've talked to some professional emergency response guys that said that this was the worst they've ever seen in terms of damage.
What are people in the community telling you as they see you?
You know, the fact that there's so many children involved, that people that don't even know the kids and know the families, they're still just heartbroken. It's going to take a long time to get over this. When we first deployed, we only use what we call special ops volunteers, and mostly combat veterans. And so they can take just about anything. They're very mentally tough. So regular volunteers wouldn't be able to handle coming across a dead child. But we sent the mountain mules that we use in North Carolina. They're on their way here to help. We have a dog team, drone teams, everything. We have helicopters, obviously.
Give us a sense. I mean, this is obviously hard work that you do. But you mentioned just a little bit ago, seeing the body of a small child, it's got to be emotionally taxing. How do you navigate that?
I'm a dad, and I would never come back from it. I can tell you right now, I would check out of society and never come back.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine what these folks are going through. But what I can tell you is that when we work in states like Florida and Texas that are large and have a lot of resources to put up front, not have to wait for the federal government to step in, they've done a tremendous job responding to this with all the agencies. And we always say that we are a force multiplier. We're here, we have assets and capabilities and a lot of experienced people, but we're only here to help. We're only here to force multiply. And if by helping means staying out of the way, we do that too sometimes. But fortunately, we work very well with the EOC here, and we're happy that we've been able to make an impact. Our K-9 team by themselves found 11 recoveries since they've been here.
What's been the hardest part of it all for you?
Hardest part of it all, I think that we all had a little bit of PTSD after Western North Carolina, and it was almost like deja vu all over again. Seeing the videos of the water rush in, seeing the structures, the cars flipped over, structures completely destroyed. It's been really tough to relive. But again, Texas people are resilient. It's going to take a while to mend the broken hearts, but they'll be back.
Give us a sense about this area, why it's so prone to flooding.
Well, our meteorologists that we have in-house tell us that this is flash flood alley. They're used to a lot of rainfall that causes flash flood. However, it doesn't come like this. So this was not just a typical supercell. This was a mesocyclone vortex that was spurred by the remnants of Tropical Storm Barry that came up the Mexican coast into Texas. And so one of the things that they explained to me was that even though the Weather Prediction Center put out the alerts, they miscalculated the rainfall because the size of the droplets were not what they expected. And so there was more water than they thought there was going to be. And that's just one of those things that the models can't predict. So unfortunately, and I think a big contribution was the fact that it came in the middle of the night when people are not paying attention to their phones and warnings.
And we're hearing that these helicopters that we've seen go by while we've been talking are Coast Guard helicopters that are searching the river. How do you all work hand in hand with the teams on the ground and the helicopters and the boats as well? Yeah,
so when it comes to Coast Guard, National Guard, DHS, any kind of state or federal agency, what we'll do is we'll sort of talk to them first and look at the grids that they plan on working, and then we'll pick another grid, usually at their suggestion, so that we're not in their way. But so for instance, when we first got here, we were searching downriver from where the Coast Guard was, just in case there was anything that slipped past their position that would be there to hopefully find it for them. But they're extremely professional. We try not to get in their way. We just try to be a force multiplier.
Well, Mr. Trascher, we thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Really heartfelt.
Appreciate the team at NBC or ABC for always reaching out to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.